Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show as usual. And in this part of the Cricket Happening Show, one is that the first news that I would like to tell you is this is a live cricket update coming in. This is coming in from South Africa, Kingsmead in Durban, where one was eagerly looking forward to the first T20 match which was going to be played between South Africa and Pakistan. But unfortunately, rain has proved a spoiled sport over there, and it's quite possible. I mean, definitely the people are all in South African authorities are working overtime to actually drain out the water with a super sopper, which does the trick really and gets the ground ready. But whether it would be in a position to do it, and whether it's definitely out of the cards now as far as a complete 20-20 overs contest is concerned. So probably they might have a 5-over contest. So that's what the news which we are getting in from the cricket commentators there at Kingsmead in Durban. So we'll have to leave it at that, unfortunately, and then we'll have to get moving here because there are two matches which are coming up tomorrow. One is the very key match, and one which eagerly everyone are looking forward to, and that is the mouth-watering clash which is happening in the Border Gavaskar Trophy, where India have already taken a 1-0 series lead in the 4-test series. The second test match starts tomorrow at Hyderabad, and one would remember the reason it is going to be played at Hyderabad is because Australia were not happy with the facilities that were offered in Kanpur at the Green Park. So that's the precise reason Hyderabad getting an opportunity here to host this second test match. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a brief preview of this particular second test match which is going to be played between India and Australia in the Border Gavaskar Trophy. So first and before I start, I would like to tell you something. This is also some news which are getting that Matthew Wade, the wicketkeeper, was hit on the cheek. Now whether with probably only 24 hours left as far as the match to start, one is wondering whether Matthew Wade, the specialist wicketkeeper, would be in a position to actually play, and it begs the question as to who is going to keep the wickets. So that is going to be an interesting question, whether who is going to actually keep the wickets. So right now, Phil Hughes is there, so Phil Hughes can definitely do the wicket-keeping duties for sure. And as far as the second test is concerned, we all know that Australia are under the pump. They have lost the first test match, so they would definitely like to turn it around in the second test match. What is going to really greet them now? As far as Hyderabad is concerned, one good thing is that it's going to be pretty hot. It is going to be hotter than Chennai, and there is also there's not much of a rain forecast as far as Hyderabad is concerned. So we should have some full 5 days of play with the sun shining brightly. But what the news one gathers is that this Hyderabad pitch, where the second test match is going to be played between India and Australia, is going to be again a turning track. Now, looking at what the pitch is, they say it's a turning track, but it's also possible that the bowlers, the pace bowlers, couldn't do much, even though James Pattinson of Australia really showed himself what a good bowler he is by extracting life out of a very unhelpful wicket, which was very good to see, because any person who actually extracts life coming on the subcontinent, extracts life out of an unhelpful pitch, is definitely has to be commended. And no doubt about it, James Pattinson has a long time, is going to serve a long time in Australian cricket, because this itself shows that what a great bowler James Pattinson is. Now, one thing that Australia will be happy about here, as far as Hyderabad is concerned, compared to Chennai, is that the groundsman says that there will be some assistance for the quick bowlers, and what it essentially says is that even though the pitch looks a bit hard, probably the Australian bowlers have to really hit the deck hard, which they are really capable of. And James Pattinson is the one, I'm sure he would be quite happy to actually have the new cherry and hurl it at the Indian batsman on this particular pitch. Now, as far as Australia are concerned, now one is their opening is going to be David Warner and Ed Cowan. Now, David Warner definitely did something of note as far as the first test was concerned, but again he needs to really carry it on. Ed Cowan was not really comfortable, so he needs to really know what to do, because he actually went out of his character and tried to loft the bowlers, which he tried to do once he actually succumbed to it. And what Ed Cowan needs to do, one would reckon that Ed Cowan needs to occupy the crease and give some good support to Warner. That's what is important as far as Ed Cowan is concerned. Now Phil Hughes, well, he will be having wicket-keeping duties in addition to his batting. Now batting was something that Philip Hughes, for the first time he's playing in the subcontinent, and that was not a good beginning for Phil Hughes. He found it very tough, and in the second innings, even though he might have probably felt that he could actually make a good score, but unfortunately that was not to be. That brute of a delivery, which really lifted like a cobra and went through, which really bounced on him from Ravindra Jadeja. He would definitely have nightmares about that, and I'm sure he would like to really show what he's capable of as far as his stroke making is concerned. And then Shane Watson would also like to really get into some good form. Michael Clarke, the captain, well, he has already made 130 in the first test, so he is definitely in some great form. And as I said, he's a wonderful captain. He knows how to rally his troops there. And then we have, and who is going to come? Now that is another question. Like, who is going to come in place of Matthew Wade, the wicketkeeper? Probably it might be a chance for Usman Khawaja to get an opportunity for the first time on subcontinental tracks, and I'm sure he would be really looking forward to that. Moises Henriques had a wonderful test debut in the first test, contributing 68 and unbeaten 81 respectively, and he was looking very good. He knew how to play them, and especially on a tricky track, after playing in such a manner, one could really safe to say that Moises Henriques is definitely now trying to make his position permanent in the Australian team, because he's an all-rounder, so that would really augur well for him, and he would like to definitely go on and get a much bigger score than what he did in the first test. Now the pace bowling, as I said, pace bowling, it would be very interesting to see. As I said, if you hit that deck hard, then probably you're going to extract life out of the pitch. Peter Siddle, one would reckon that Peter Siddle would be another one who really works, bowls. He's like a workhorse for the Australian team. He really bowls a lot of overs, so if he could hit the deck hard with his kind of pace that he has, that would be pretty interesting. One would love to see James Pattinson and Peter Siddle hurling the ball at the Indian batsmen. Now, what is that there is a talk going on that whether Mitchell Starc will make way for Mitchell Johnson. Now, in my opinion, it's like a conundrum for Australia now, because they know this pitch has something to offer for the quick bowlers. Whether Australia will go for a spinner, one was probably under the feeling that Xavier Doherty, the left-arm spinner, would be the one who might get the nod and he might get the chance in the second test. One could probably feel that Xavier Doherty might be getting an opportunity, and I think that is the right way to go, because they knew they will have some variety there. He's a left-arm spinner. He also bowls it pretty quick, but he's not a good turner of the. He's not a big turner of the ball like Nathan Lyon. So, but I think Nathan Lyon and Xavier Doherty operating in tandem would be something that Australia would like to see. So probably Mitchell Starc might make way, which is very sad according to me, but probably Mitchell Starc might make way for Xavier Doherty. And Xavier Doherty, it would be good to see how Xavier Doherty bowls to the Indians. And Nathan Lyon, well, he didn't have it very well in the first test match, but definitely in the second innings we saw he could turn the ball very well. Now, whether Nathan Lyon, probably I'm sure he would have learned a few lessons after bowling at the Indians, and we might see a much better Nathan Lyon bowler as an off-spinner against the Indians, probably in this particular second test match. And let's look at India. Well, India definitely confidence personified, but what they would like to do is the openers Virendra Sehwag and Murali Vijay has to give them a very good start, because in a test match, as you know, laying the foundation is pretty important, and Virendra Sehwag and Murali Vijay have to do that role to perfection. because if you look at both the players are not in the best of form, like Virendra Sehwag and Murali Vijay. So that is very important that Virendra Sehwag and Murali Vijay hit the form at the right time in Hyderabad. Cheteshwar Pujara, well, he needs to really play a good innings. He needs to play a long innings. Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli and Mahendra Singh Dhoni have already shown what they are capable of. They did pretty well in the first test. They were the ones who really scored well. And Ravindra Jadeja, he has been included in the team basically for his batting skills. Even though he's a left-arm bowler, left-arm spinner, his batting skills are ones. As you know, he has 3 triple centuries in Indian domestic cricket, which is quite a good record. So Ravindra Jadeja would like to really improve his batting and also show what he is capable of with his bat in this particular test match. Looking at the spinners. Now spinners, one was probably having a feeling. Now Pragyan Oja is a homegrown boy from Hyderabad. Whether India will be tempted to give him an opportunity, that is going to be interesting. And whom do I drop? Well, I don't think it should be done. I think they will stick with the same combination with Ashwin and Harbhajan Singh. Ashwin having a great match in Chennai in his same home ground. So probably India might be tempted to actually include the homegrown boy Pragyan Oja, but now where does he find a place? Where do they fit him in? Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Ishan Sharma, because you need at least 2 new ball bowlers to bowl at either end. At least you can say that if any spin is required, we still have Sachin Tendulkar and Virendra Sehwag to roll their arms over, and Virat Kohli can also be in the picture. But probably I think India might stick with the same combination, and it would be very sad that Pragyan Oja, the best left-arm spinner in India currently, wouldn't find a place for the second consecutive time, and that too on his home ground Hyderabad, which is very sad. But Pragyan Oja is just spare. Let's all spare a thought for this poor left-arm spinner from India, Pragyan Oja, who did exceedingly well in this 3-test series against England, capturing 20 wickets. But I'm sure the Hyderabad fans would not be so happy about it. But yes, Pragyan Oja, unfortunately, you might be the person who might be sitting out. Or, well, if India probably Mahendra Singh Dhoni feels that he can take the risk, then probably Bhuvaneshwar Kumar would be the man to go. But Bhuvaneshwar Kumar has done well with the bat, so one has to remember that, and gets the feeling that Pragyan Oja has to probably sit it out at the home ground too, which is very sad. Again, let's all spare a thought for Pragyan Oja. And Pragyan Oja, unfortunately, one hopes that you get an opportunity, but how you get an opportunity, that is the one for India that would be like a conundrum, how to actually accommodate him. But well, all in all, we are looking out for a very, very good second test match coming in at Hyderabad in the second test of the Border Gavaskar Trophy. I know everyone will be glued to the TV sets, but as you know, on Saturday I normally come up with a late report. Dear friends and subscribers, you have been always patient with me on Saturday. Thank you very much for that. But yes, your host Ram will definitely be there to give you the first day proceedings in the second test, which is going to be played in Hyderabad in the Border Gavaskar Trophy. And well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, keeping on the topic of cricket, we also have the first T20 match, which is going to be played between Zimbabwe and West Indies. That is going to be played at North Sound. As you know, West Indies made a clean sweep of the one-day international series, 3-0, with the captain Dwayne Bravo being the captain Dwayne Bravo getting the proud honor of clean sweeping the series as a captain for the first time. But tomorrow it is going to be the first T20. These are the T20 World Cup champions, West Indies, taking on Zimbabwe at North Sound. There are going to be two T20 matches, and that is going to be the first T20 match tomorrow, which is going to be played at North Sound. I'll be back with the first day's play of the second test between Australia and India, and also a brief on the first T20 match between West Indies and Zimbabwe late in the day on Saturday. That's it from me, your host Ram, for the Cricket Happening show for today. See you all tomorrow. Until then, it's goodbye.